From which city in the world are you watching this video today? If this story resonates with you, please consider subscribing to support more stories about the unseen sacrifices behind the uniform. The control tower of Denver International Airport was filled with the calm atmosphere of a Monday morning. Below them were 3 runways, dozens of aircraft, and thousands of passengers, all trusting the coordination of Sarah Mitchell and her team. Sarah was a 42-year-old, calm and professional air traffic controller. She had been doing this job for 12 years, and no one knew her real story. Sarah's desk was in the southwest corner of the control tower. In front of her was a multicolored radar screen. Beside her a radio panel, headset, and control devices that her careful hands reached for. Every movement was calculated, every word measured, because this was where the safety of thousands of lives was determined every second. United 847, you're cleared for landing on runway 34L, Sarah said calmly into her microphone. Wind 280 degrees, 12 knots. Roger Tower, United 847 approaching 34L for landing. Sarah tracked the green dots on her screen. Each dot was an aircraft, each aircraft hundreds of people. She had carried this responsibility for 12 years and never forgot it. At the desk next to her, Tower Chief Mike Rodriguez was reviewing the daily traffic report. Sarah, it's going to be a busy day. We have 340 scheduled flights. We're ready, Sarah said without taking her eyes off the screen. Mike admired Sarah. He had never seen an air traffic controller as calm, professional, and reliable as her. But he knew very little about Sarah's background. He only knew that she had come here 12 years ago, had excellent references, and never caused problems. Sarah's real story was much deeper. Born in 1982, she had loved aircraft since childhood. At 18, she entered the Naval Academy, then completed the Top Gun program. Her call sign was Phoenix. For 15 years, she flew F-22 Raptors, participated in countless air combat missions, and shot down 47 enemy aircraft. But in 2012, everything changed. That terrible day, Sarah still avoided thinking about that day. In the last mission she led as team leader, she lost her wingman Josh due to a pilot error. Josh was Sarah's closest friend, almost like a brother. After that day, Sarah could never enter a cockpit again. She was diagnosed with PTSD, underwent therapy, but became unable to fly. She left the Navy in 2012 and came to Denver. Air traffic control allowed her to be close to aircraft but didn't trigger her cockpit trauma. Sarah, direct Southwest 2023 to 28R, Mike said. Southwest 2023, turn left heading 280, sequence for approach to runway 28R. Sarah's voice never changed. Calm, controlled, professional. But inside, that pain was still there. Every aircraft sound reminded her of Josh. At 10:30, everything was going normally. Sarah was coordinating 3 different aircraft simultaneously. But something strange appeared on the radar screen. An unknown dot. No transponder signal. Not in the flight plan. No identification information. Sarah first thought it was a technical malfunction. Mike, there's an unidentified contact in Sector 7. There might be a system problem. Mike looked at Sarah's screen. What is this? Where is it coming from? Sarah checked the radar's detailed data. Speed, 900 mile per hour. Altitude, 35,000 feet. Course toward Denver Airport. This is not a civil aircraft, Sarah said, her voice slightly tense. This speed and altitude belong to a military aircraft. Mike went on alert. Let's call NORAD. Maybe it's a scheduled military flight. But Sarah's nausea was starting. Inside this calm, controlled woman, the former fighter pilot Phoenix was beginning to awaken. Mike, this aircraft is an approach pattern. It's coming to the airport. What do you mean? Sarah looked more carefully at the radar screen. She analyzed the aircraft's flight profile, speed, maneuvers. Her 15 years of fighter pilot experience told her what this aircraft was. Mike, this is a hostile aircraft. It's coming in attack formation. Mike was surprised. Sarah, you're an air traffic controller. You don't do military assessments. But Sarah was now Phoenix. Her eyes were locked on the radar screen, her brain running combat analysis. Mike, there are currently 23 commercial flights at Denver Airport, approximately 4,500 passengers total. If this aircraft is hostile, at that moment, the tower's emergency red phone rang. Mike answered. Tower, this is NORAD. An unidentified military aircraft has made unauthorized entry into Denver airspace. Threat level unknown. Immediate action required. Mike's face paled. He looked at Sarah. How did you know? And instead of answering, Sarah took the radio. Her voice had changed. She was no longer air traffic controller Sarah, but fighter pilot Phoenix. Unidentified aircraft. This is Denver Tower. Immediately identify yourself and state your intentions. No response came. Sarah changed the radio frequency. She switched to military emergency frequency. Ghost aircraft. This is Falcon 1. Respond. Mike looked at Sarah in amazement. Sarah, how are you using military call signs? Sarah continued on the radio. Unidentified military aircraft. This is controlled airspace. Immediately change heading to 090 and climb to flight level 400. A crackling voice came from the radio. A cold mechanical voice. Denver Tower. Is Phoenix there? Sarah's heart stopped. That voice was impossible. It was Josh's voice, but Josh had died 12 years ago. Sarah. Mike tried to bring her back by shaking her. What's happening? Sarah, trembling, took the microphone. Calling station. Phoenix here. Identify yourself. Phoenix, it's been a long time. Do you remember me? Sarah's eyes filled with tears. This was Josh's voice, but it was impossible. Josh was dead. Sarah had seen him die. Impossible, Sarah whispered. Josh, you died. The voice from the radio laughed. Death was just the beginning, Phoenix. Now it's time for revenge. Mike understood the seriousness of the situation. Sarah, who is this? Do you know him? Sarah's hands were trembling. Josh, he was my wingman. He died 12 years ago, because of me. But now he's here. Sarah looked at the radar screen. The unknown aircraft was now 15 miles from the airport and continuing to approach. Phoenix, Josh's voice came from the radio. You abandoned me that day. Now will you abandon these innocent people too? Sarah's brain started working. This couldn't be Josh. But the voice was so familiar. Mike, immediately divert all civilian traffic. Cancel emergency landing clearance. Sarah, what are you doing? Do what I say. Sarah's voice was now a commander's voice. This aircraft is hostile. It will carry out an attack. Mike noticed Sarah's changing tone. This was no longer the calm air traffic controller he knew. This was someone who spoke with authority, who knew crisis management. All aircraft, this is Denver Tower. Emergency traffic diversion. All inbound traffic hold at 50 miles. All ground traffic immediate taxi to secure positions. Sarah took the radio again. Josh, if you're really Josh, why are you doing this? Because you betrayed me, Phoenix. That day, instead of saving me, you chose the mission. Sarah's eyes closed. That terrible day came alive again. Josh was being chased by an enemy interceptor. Sarah had to choose between saving him and completing the mission objective. According to military protocol, the mission was priority, but Josh was her closest friend. Sarah had chosen the mission. When Josh couldn't be saved, Sarah could never enter a cockpit again. Josh, I followed military orders. I had no other choice. You always had a choice, Phoenix. You just chose the easy way. On the radar screen, the unknown aircraft was now 10 miles away. Its speed was increasing. Mike was coordinating with NORAD. Sarah, F-16s have been scrambled, but it takes 15 minutes. This aircraft will be here in 5 minutes. Sarah took a deep breath. After 12 years, Phoenix was being reborn. Mike, give me emergency commander authority. Sarah, you're an air traffic controller. No, Sarah stood up. I'm not Sarah Mitchell. I'm Lieutenant Commander Sarah Phoenix Mitchell. Navy Top Gun graduate, 15-year combat pilot, 47 enemy kills, and right now I'm going to protect this airport. Mike looked at Sarah in amazement. The woman's posture, voice, energy had completely changed. Emergency commander authority granted, Mike said. Sarah activated the tower's emergency panel. All stations, this is Phoenix. We have hostile aircraft inbound. Initiating ThreatCon Delta. Josh's voice came from the radio. Phoenix, impressive. But you can't protect this airport. I'm a ghost pilot now. I'm immortal. Sarah calculated the radar coordinates. Josh's aircraft was about to go into attack run. Josh, listen to me. There are 4,500 innocent people at this airport. Don't harm them. You harmed me. Now we'll be even. Sarah changed the radio frequency and communicated with the F-16 squadron. Viper flight, this is Phoenix. Target bearing 270. Distance 8 miles. Altitude 35,000. Single hostile. Approach pattern for ground attack. The F-16 lead pilot responded. Phoenix, this is Viper 1. ETA 12 minutes. Can you delay target? Sarah looked at Josh's attack pattern. 12 minutes was too long. Negative. Viper 1. Target will be on station in 4 minutes. Sarah had to make a decision. She could try to convince Josh by talking to him, or, Mike, does the airport have emergency defense systems? Mike was surprised. What do you mean? Ground-to-air missiles, anti-aircraft systems. Sarah, this is a civilian airport. There's no military defense. Sarah thought. But there was something. Mike, there's an Air National Guard hangar on runway 16R. There might be equipment there. Sarah communicated with the Air National Guard unit by radio. Eagle Base, this is Phoenix. Emergency defense authorization. Do you have ground-to-air capability? Phoenix, this is Eagle Base. We have one Stinger missile system, but we can't use it in civilian airspace. This is a national emergency. Authorization Phoenix Alpha 7. The Air National Guard operator hesitated. Phoenix Alpha 7 was the highest level emergency code. Phoenix, Stinger system armed and ready, awaiting target designation. Sarah looked at the radar screen. Josh's aircraft was now on final approach. Josh, she said into the radio, this is your last chance. Turn away now. Never, Phoenix. This is my revenge. Sarah took a deep breath. She couldn't save Josh 12 years ago. Now she had to protect 4,500 innocents. Eagle Base, target locked. Fire when ready. Phoenix, confirm target is hostile. Sarah's eyes filled with tears. Target is hostile. Fire for effect. Stinger missiles launched. On the radar screen, 2 small dots were moving toward Josh's aircraft. Phoenix, there was panic in Josh's voice. What are you doing? What I should have done 12 years ago, Sarah whispered. Protecting innocent people. Explosion on the radar screen. Josh's aircraft disappeared. Silence fell in the tower. Sarah collapsed into her chair. After 12 years, Phoenix had lost someone again. But this time, for the right reason. Mike approached Sarah. Sarah, Phoenix, you really were a Top Gun pilot. Sarah wiped her eyes. I used to be. Now I'm just someone protecting this airport. Hours later, the F-16s arrived, but it was too late. Sarah had to go to the Pentagon for debriefing. FBI agent Collins interviewed Sarah. Commander Mitchell, was this aircraft really Josh Reeves? Sarah thought. I don't know, but the voice was his. No pilot body was found at the crash site. The aircraft had advanced voice synthesis equipment. Someone was imitating Josh's voice. Sarah was surprised. So, was Josh really dead? 12 years ago, yes, but someone used his identity to conduct psychological warfare against you. Sarah tried to make sense of it. Why? Because you're Phoenix, one of the best Navy pilots, and someone was testing you. Collins showed Sarah a file. Commander, there's an offer from the Pentagon. Would you like to return to active duty? Sarah didn't look at the file. Agent Collins, I'm no longer a pilot. I can never enter a cockpit again. But today you saved 4,500 people. Your command ability is intact. Sarah thought. I'm an air traffic controller. This is my place. But Collins didn't give up. Commander, the country needs experienced command officers like you. Ground-based operations, strategic planning, pilot training. Sarah looked out the window at Denver Airport. Aircraft had returned to normal traffic. Passengers were safely going home. Agent Collins, on one condition. What is it? I don't do field operations, only ground-based command and training. Collins smiled. Accepted. Months later, Sarah was managing a special pilot training program at Peterson Air Force Base. Young pilot candidates were learning combat tactics from the former Phoenix, but Sarah still worked part-time at Denver Tower, because that was her real home. One day, one of the young pilot candidates asked, Commander, how did you get the Phoenix call sign? Sarah smiled. Phoenix is the bird that is reborn after death. Sometimes we all have to be reborn. Did you also get reborn? Sarah looked at the sky. F-22s were flying in training formation. Yes, but this time to protect others. That night Sarah sat at home looking at Josh's photograph. Josh, she whispered, I finally made the right decision. I couldn't protect you, but I protected others. I hope you're proud. Josh in the photograph was smiling. Sarah had finally made peace with her past. The next morning, Sarah went to Denver Tower, but she was no longer just an air traffic controller. She was Phoenix, and she would protect the skies. Good morning, Denver Tower. This is Phoenix, ready for another day. Thank you for watching this video to the end. From which city are you watching? Let us know in the comments, and if you believe stories like these should be heard by more people, don't forget to subscribe. Your support enables us to continue this mission. We are truly grateful.